This is Steve from Boxing UK. Delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn. I have to say, in association with Supreme CBD.
Oh, well done. Congratulations.
One of your fighters
Andy
as well.
Fowler special.
Eddie, we're here in Leeds. We just had the press conference. What a night Saturday is going to be.
It's an unbelievable card. You know, I feel it's nice to get credit. I'm not looking for it, but when you look at this night on Saturday, how can you not say this is just an unbelievable night? 20,000 people at Headingley. So much tension on the tables, of course, in the main event particularly. And so many great fights on the card. It's going to be amazing. Even doing a normal press conference again. You know, we saw one in Liverpool with Fowler and Smith, but being back here in Leeds, seeing everybody. Unfortunately, I've got to do about 400 interviews, but it comes with the territory, and can't wait for Saturday.
You've got the buzz back though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've always got the buzz, mate. I've always got the buzz, and that comes through a number of things. You know, that's why we made that move. You know, it was a move that we believed in. It was a move that gave me so much ammunition to do what I wanted to do and style it how I wanted to style it, and that motivates me. It's competitive at the moment. That motivates me because I'm a winner, and I just want to win. I'm motivated for our fighters, for our broadcasters, for our sponsors, for the fans. But it's, you know, sometimes when something gets taken away from you, like live shows, when you get it back, you realise how lucky you are. And Saturday, I feel like a kid, you know, literally going to the show. I feel like I'm going as a fan. I'm analysing the fights in my own head as a fan, and that's when you know you've bought into it and you're a believer. And you know, it's a great show.
Can I talk about the show in a couple of minutes?
Sure.
And I'll be honest, I'll cut this bit out, but just in case we get shifted.
All right, go on.
You say you got the buzz back with the news this week. An awful lot rides on Eddie Hearn, doesn't it? Driving this forward.
In what respect? What?
The Dazn, the viewership.
Yeah, I mean the viewership's like, if you look at our fight camp, every single fight camp show that we did more than doubled the audience from our last Newcastle show. So, you know, you can't say that the audience isn't there. We saw the news about the price rise. I think it's a tremendous price. I think everyone felt that it would be $9.99. Back in the days of Box Nation, that was the price. This is a different kettle of fish. This is a different product. It's a tremendous value for money. We're flying. We've got so many great cards. And I just feel that sometimes we get looked at differently to other promoters. Maybe you're expecting so much quality that the analysis of our shows are very different to the analysis of other shows that I see. Let me do this head to head. This will be great content. Right, guys, Shivani. There you go. Don't show you. I don't give you behind the scenes footage.
You're an absolute star, already.
Yeah. So just going back to I just feel that when it's a matchroom show, and sometimes I see shows announced and I look at the response. It's like, wow, great show, not my show, and I think, fucking hell, ours is 40 times better than that, and they still give me stick. So it comes with the territory. It's competition, which is great. You know, that's what we need. We're a big believer in Dazn. That's why we made the move, and it's enabling us to do cards like this. To put Dillian Whyte on in a massive card at the O2 without pay-per-view, put Fowler against Smith on with one of the best cards I've ever seen, and this is in the space of 7 weeks. Yeah. So, and there's a massive announcement coming for shows in December and November, so the value's there, and it's just a different model. I had an argument with someone the other day on Instagram, as I do sometimes. He's like, you know, I was surprised that you moved it from $1.99. It's like, $1.99? Like, this is an introductory price. He said, yeah, I watch all the pay-per-views. I said, hang on a minute. I said, Dillian Whyte at the O2, that is a Sky pay-per-view, right? So that's costing you £20. You're now paying £7.99 for the same fight, but you're actually getting a month full of content and fights. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. It's like sometimes people they just want to have a go. Yeah. But I think the price, I was quite surprised when they selected $7.99. I thought it'd be more expensive myself, but it's fantastic. We move on, and it's enabling us to do shows like this, which is what we love to do.
Yeah, one of the major criticisms, Eddie, was $7.99 and there's no real massive cards announced. You've got plenty coming.
When you say there's no real massive cards announced, I mean Saturday is an unbelievable card. You're not seeing cards like this in British boxing. Show me someone else who's putting cards on like this. It doesn't exist. The Anthony Fowler against Smith fight, unbelievable fight, unbelievable card. The Dillian Whyte card, which will be announced, is going to be a massive card.
Give us any clues on that?
I mean, look, Arreola is the front runner. That's the fight I would like to make. You know, Dillian wants to fight Andy Ruiz. He just had a tremendous fight with Andy Ruiz. If he could knock out Arreola, and style-wise, that'll be a war. But we'll see if Arreola accepts the challenge. But I disagree with your point. I mean, you know, you talk about the Dillian Whyte show as a prime example. You know, Saturday night. These are pay-per-view level fights that you were paying £20 for. Now you're not. So sometimes people need to just analyse what they're moaning about. I like moaning because it keeps me on my toes. But logical moaning. You know what I mean? Which doesn't always exist. But I haven't seen many rumbles at all. A few like just obvious people, but generally people saying that's fair. Thought it'd be more. I think that's about right. Good, and you'll see the value.
Lovely. 2 quick ones because I know you've got a queue,
right,
Eddie. Sky announced yesterday. What did you think? Is it competition? Is it healthy competition?
Yeah, all competition's healthy. It's great for boxing because if you look at what they've announced, like those people were not going to be top priority for us, right? They're now getting top priority treatment. Now, Hughie Fury last boxed for us against Marius Wack. I think he was 3rd or 4th fight down the card. Now he fights probably a lesser fight in his main event. It's a massive opportunity for Hughie. Savannah, you know, I really like Savannah. That's someone that I did have plans for, but she's been a Sky Scholar for what, 9 years? She's very close with Adam Smith. And I spoke to, Hughie Fury and Natasha, obviously Peter Fury and MTK and their advisor Daniel as well, and they just felt this was a good opportunity for them, and that's fine. And I do think there's going to be a lot of fighters. It's not just fighters that might not have been a high priority for us, but fighters that were on non-TV shows who are good fighters that are now going to get on TV shows. We can't deliver for all those guys. Now there's another place for them to fight. So I think the fact that Sky is staying in boxing is great. And it's good because it's like you say, it's more competition. I don't want no competition because I've been winning since I started this. I ain't going to start losing now, but that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. So I want people to come at me. I want people to try and overturn me. I want people to try and fuck me because it ain't going to happen. We're number one by a country mile, but the fact Sky are a great platform, we've got good people there, and I wish them all the best. Honestly, I think it's great for some fighters. Like I said, there's going to be some fighters that now will get exposure that they probably couldn't have got with us because they weren't that kind of priority. So, and they're going to be aggressive, and it's really good for boxing.
Good one, well said, Eddie. Last one, just a quick run through the card and your winners for Saturday.
Well, I mean, the winners, I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, firstly, earlier on in the night, of course, Jack Bateson against Felix Garcia, Hopi Price against Zahid Hussein, local derby, Ebony Bridges against Miley's Gangloff. The 4 standout fights, Giovanni Straffon against Maxie Hughes. I just don't know. I mean, Straffon looked like an absolute killer, didn't he, against James Tennyson? Is he really good? I mean, Maxie Hughes, Cinderella man. Did he just have a couple of good nights? I don't know what's going to happen in that fight. I think Conor Benn against Granados is going to be a really good fight. Granados, sometimes you make a fight, Granados, what, that's a mismatch. Like, no, guys, come on. Just look at it. He beat Broner, really. It was a very, very close fight. I believe he won that fight. Sean Porter, Danny Gold. I mean, these are top level guys. Conor Benn, he may be good enough to beat those guys, but he still hasn't beaten anyone of sizable note at that level. So I think that's a really good fight. I think Jennifer Hand's going to be a tough fight for Katie Taylor. She's going to be boxing here in the atmosphere. And I think Josh Warrington against Maurizio Lara is just brilliant. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to be... It's one of those horrible fights where Josh will try and box smart, but he has to engage. And he loves to engage. And he loves to throw combinations. And when he's in close throwing combinations, Lara's going to be letting him go. He's very heavy-handed. He's very confident. I believe Josh wins the fight. I hope he wins the fight, but it's one of them. Tune in to find out.
Indeed. Eddie Hearn, always a pleasure. Thanks for talking to us, mate. Take care.